I promise these proofs are way easier, way better than what we were doing earlier in the year. It's not that bad, I promise. What needs to be true for two triangles to be congruent? Like, what do we know? Like, what has to be true? Same what? Sides and
measures.
Yeah, right. So we would know that these are congruent. Today we're going to learn shortcuts, so we don't have to show that all 6 pieces are congruent. We'll just have to know a few things. We'll learn a few different shortcuts, and today we're going to learn side, 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 and side, angle, side.
And then the angle, side, angle, angle, angle.
Yes, that's next week,
and then
though.
Knee, eye.
Not enough info.
And then not enough information.
Yeah. You guys, should we just be done? That's it for the next, 2 weeks.
Alright, get to a final.
Yeah. Okay, so for side, 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 if we just had a picture of these triangles and knew that those sides were congruent, that would be enough information to say our triangles are congruent. We wouldn't have to know any angle measures. So, if we go through, what is AB congruent to?
DE.
Yep, so let's say AB is congruent to DE. That's one side. What would BC be congruent to?
EF.
EF. And then our last pair of sides would be AC and ES. So again, since we have 3 pairs of congruent sides, we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, what matches A? DE. Yep. Perfect. So side, side, side. And then side, angle, side is when you have 2 sides of a triangle that we know are congruent, and then the angle between them. So will you guys circle this word, the included angle? That means it's the angle between our 2 congruent sides. And it has to be that angle. So if we look here, I have 1 tick mark, and what does that correspond to on the other triangle? Yep, congruent to DE. So those are a pair of sides. Then our angle, I have angle B congruent to angle
E.
Yep. I'm going to mark it with an A so I know it's an A for angle. And then our last pair of sides would be BC and yeah. So then triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, what matches ABC? DEF, yeah. So now we're just going to look at some different pairs of triangles and decide if they're congruent given side, 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 or side, angle, side. So if we look here, and the easiest thing to do, you guys, is just start at one triangle and mark if it's an angle or a side. So is this an angle marking or a side marking? Side, right? Angle marking or side marking? Angle. And this guy here? So are our triangles congruent? So you just say side, angle, side. And then it wants us to write a congruency statement. So I'd say triangle what?
QYT.
QYT is congruent to triangle.
CKP.
You guys agree with CKP?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, side or angle marking? Side. Side or angle marking? Side. Do we know anything else? No. But do they share anything? What do both triangles share? A side, right? Can AC be equal to itself? What property is that?
Reflexive.
Reflexive, right? So really this would be side, side, side. So if I said triangle DCA, what's congruent to D? B. What's congruent to C? A. Yep. C. Have it. How do you do your A's? Go for the line. Okay. Side or angle marking? Side or angle marking? What about this guy?
Angle.
Are they congruent? By what? By which shortcut, sorry?
SSS.
But is my angle the included angle? No, because if you go this way, ASS, is that an appropriate school word? Is it? Like, do you guys say that to the teachers to their face?
Yeah.
No! So, you have to make sure your angle's in the right spot. So this one is not enough info. And a way to remember is I probably shouldn't say that at school. Right? Or at least in front of your grandma. I don't know.
How we can have a day of saying that since it's in our map.
Maybe.
Well, technically it's SAS, right?
Wait, why is it not enough info?
Because your angle has to be the included angle. It has to be this angle right here. And it's not in the right spot.
Why does it have to be that angle?
Because for side angle side, it has to be the angle between. And it's the easy way to remember is if you go around it this way, it spells an inappropriate word. Right?
That's not a good word.
It's not a good word. I mean, there's far worse words, but it's just not a good one.
So right after you say that word, you have to say it. I'm bloody studying.
I'm very sorry.
Okay. Side or angle marking? Side. Side or angle marking?
Side.
Do we know anything else?
Yeah, the angle's in the middle.
Vertical. Yeah. Good job, guys. Are these triangles
It
congruent?
spells a bad word.
No, it's
Meters.
SAS. It's side angle
What's
side.
ASS? Well, it's SSA over there.
But it's the order of the letters that matters.
Yeah, it's SSA.
No,
SAS.
you're silly.
It's not ASS. That is not. It's in the middle.
I'm so confused.
What are you
So
talking
I-
about, Bill?
Yeah,
I
Dylan,
don't
you're
figure out- I
confusing
understand where he's
everybody.
coming from. How do you figure out what order they go in?
You just kind of
Does
pick.
that make any
So,
sense?
like, on the furthest, like, you go
From where you just
SSA, you can look, is that one of my reasons? No, so if I went the other way, ASS, is that one of my reasons?
Yeah, but why isn't it SAS?
Because your A isn't between the two S's here.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm so confused now.
So am I.
Okay, if there's a triangle,
Because you read from top to bottom.
Here's a triangle and you spell
But
it.
you're-
And over there you read left to right.
Here, and the angle
But there's
has to
every
be-
side is a side.
Both,
Right.
both lines that make the angle have to have the markings on them. for it to be easy.
Oh, that makes a little more
So like, look
sense.
at that one up there, where the U is. Only one side that makes the angle has a marking on
Because the other marking's right here. This side doesn't have any
it.
markings.
So a point like S, that's where it would be if it was to work.
That's where you.
equal.
That's where you'd want it, but it's not there.
Okay. Well, that's a little better.
We'll keep practicing.
So it's
I
like not,
promise.
it's like not congruent.
So that yeah, not enough information.
It's also right next to
Oh yeah, that's why I like this spot.
Okay, what matches E on the top triangle? A. What matches C?
They see me.
B. Okay. All right, let's try some proofs.
The angle is always in the middle.
It has to be. If it's not, then it doesn't work.
Oh.
Did it click?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. So well, first off, do we see that we have two different triangles here? One on the left, one on the right. So step one, mark your givens on your picture. I promise it's easy. So KM is congruent to NM. How do you mark a side?
Line.
Little line, yep. There we go.
Then why would there be two on some one?
That would be the next one. So LK is congruent to LN, so since that's a different pair of sides, you have to do two sides.
Oh.
Or two ticks. Now, do we know anything else about that picture?
No.
They share a side, which means it's congruent to itself. So then we're going to put yes. So now do we have congruent triangles here?
Yeah.
By what shortcut?
Oh, right down your givens.
SSS.
Yeah, so we already know it's going to be SSS on the bottom, so it's side, side, side.
So the standard.
School suspensions on Tuesdays.
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Saturdays. Okay, so start with our givens.
There's two givens.
Yeah, we have two givens here.
Oh, we were supposed to put them on the same.
Or it doesn't matter if you didn't. You'll just have an extra space.
Is it reflexive? What how it gets us to?
Yeah. Boy.
Wait, we can write our givens.
That means K.
Yeah, all. Is that all?
Well, no, we're going to fill in that step 3. It was the only thing we marked on our own. Yes.
Transitive. K equals N.
No, reflexive. LM is equal to LM reflexive.
Yeah, this has to be equal to itself, so LM equals LM.
Oh, no. So what?
Angle, bisector, converse.
No, don't confuse people. What property is that?
Reflexive.
Reflexive.
Oh yeah, I actually got it right.
No.
No.
Oh, you said transitive.
It's the
Oh,
same
I
thing.
Okay, but at least you gave a property. Okay, you start by marking the next picture, and I'll catch up to you. Read your givens.
Does it have two boxes for two givens?
Yeah, do your givens a different step.
So I need some help.
Remember, a bisector gives you something. What is that doing in your picture?
It says down.
It does say dab. I think this was made before dab was a thing. It might be.
They're trying to bring it back.
Are they?
Well, I know how to do that.
I'm solving it. Right, gonna get 80%. 60%.
Can these
I
proofs
think
be
it's
a
a
little
given
chunk
and
of the
the-
test?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait, so we'd also say AC equals
That's what I was
AC?
gonna say.
You might want to.
I'm gonna get 100%.
It says dad, yeah.
Oh, did we get cookies today?
I'll just start dabbing.
Not today.
You forgot.
Actually, my oven broke, so I don't have an oven right now, but I will bring you cookies.
If we come and fix your oven, can we get more cookies?
Whoa.
Well, the repair guy came and he said that it's $400 to fix my oven, so he just said it's better off to buy a new one.
No,
New ovens are like $600. So.
we do it for free.
Would you know how to fix it though?
I'm a professional.
Only if we get only if we get unlimited cookies for the rest of the 4 years of high school.
Unlimited cookies? Done.
Unlimited cookies.
Unlimited cookies.
I think I figured it out.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let's look. So AD is congruent to AB. That's already marked for you.
Then you have to do your own from PC.
Yeah. So AC bisects angle DAB. So what is that doing to this angle here?
Angle bisector. Angle bisector.
Yeah, you're cutting it in half, right? So now this angle here is congruent to this one.
Oh.
That means
This is not
Angle.
I do not like this.
So what two angles are now equal?
BAC and
Yes.
AD.
Yes. My different color.
Back cat.
Angle BAC is congruent to angle DAC. What's our reason?
Definition of bisector.
Definition of a bisector. Do we know anything else in this picture? AC is equal to itself. What property is that? Reflexive. Now, why are my triangles congruent?
Side to side.
Side and side.
Now we're bringing coordinates.
Yeah, you guys aren't gonna like me right now.
Bring
I know.
Oh, this chapter's so easy.
I know,
It's all just gonna be.
It's not hard. This is just gonna take a little bit of time.
Let me just skip it.
Well,
Should we just skip it?
Yeah.
yeah.
We can divide and conquer.
How do you do
Or we
it?
can
Oh, let's
go
talk
on
about how
the
we do it.
test. Yeah.
Just talk about how we do it.
Okay, are we okay on this one? So we are given the vertices of our triangles on a coordinate grid, and we have to decide if they're congruent or not. So what can you find between 2 points?
The middle.
Their middle. What else could you find?
The length.
Their length, their distance. So we have to technically do the distance formula how many times?
3 times.
For one triangle.
6.
So you have to do it 6 times?
Actually 5.
6 what?
2. 6.
6. You have to do it 6 times. The distance formula.
No.
So how about this? Let's just, well, I have an idea. So we have triangle ABC, so we have side AB, BC, and AC. And we have what triangle? EFG, so EF, FG, and EG. Okay, how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. This column, you guys find the distance of AB.
Yes, we got
This
it.
column, find the distance of BC.
Yes.
You guys, AC, EF,
Alright,
FG,
this column as in Noah.
EG.
Noah.
Everyone take the time to do the distance formula for your respective ordered pairs, and then we will, I'll put it on the board.
Look, it says EFG. They're right across the river.
Which one? This one?
Like that.
Alright,
Which
so
one?
everyone, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, EF.
I'm here.
You're EF. This row is EF. Dylan, you should be doing the distance formula for
Oh,
AB.
no, I don't know how.
You can do it.
It literally shows you.
I'll help you.
Wait, what do I do?
Plug into the distance formula.
With what coordinates?
You are doing AB.
Bryce, why are you? I literally. You're on the wrong.
Yeah, there we go. Anyone here?
Okay.
Well, the square root of 17 is not a pixel.
Square root.
You might close my phone.
4.123.
Yeah.
1.2.
Yeah.
4.12.
No, 4.1234567.
0.
I don't think you should get 0. A side length can't be 0.
Oh, what'd you get?
Oh, I square root of 0.
I got square root of 17. Hey, Logan.
What's guys?
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, we got BC.
Square root of 18.
Ask someone in your group if you are similar.
Did you get 4.12?
Oh, I didn't add them. Or multiply.
Wait.
Or take this.
Watching a video and I've already seen it.
That's fine. Hey, no thanks. Was that enough time for some of us?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Okay, AB, what did you guys get?
Right.
Root 17, BC.
Hey.
BC people, what'd you guys get?
Same thing.
Same thing? AC people,
4.24.
4.7.
square root 18.
4.24.
Or, yeah, that would, what it would be.
Miss Money, I finally got it.
I'm so proud of you, Dylan. EF.
4.1.
Square root of what though?
17.
Oh,
17. FG.
17.
18.
Root 18.
This one has to be
17.
This one has to be 18.
It has to be.
Square root 15.
Oh no, that'd be a bad word.
I got. Oh, what's negative 1 times negative 1?
Negative 1. Positive 1.
Positive, so 1 plus 6 would be.
7.
So, do we have congruent
It's a
triangles?
No. Yeah. No.
Do I have 3 pairs of congruent sides?
Yeah. Miss Money,
Right.
it's a bad word on the
These
left
guys
one.
go
Yeah.
together, go together, go together. So what's shortcut?
SAS.
Do I have an angle anywhere?
No.
SSS.
Side, side, side. Yikes.
Sorry. I know how to spell words.
Well, I haven't looked at where